Thank you everyone for being here. We're going to go through kind of a quick dedication ceremony just to recognize all of these items. What I want to do is invite our chairman up, Mr. Hupman, first to give us a welcome.
Thanks, Marshall. Good morning. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Fellow commissioners, great to see you. Commissioner Farmer extends his regrets that he could not get across town. He got stuck on the west side, so we would have had everyone here except Mr. Gray is also not with us. But
Mr. Gray, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Gray had a
doctor's appointment, yeah. So just so you know that the entire board was scheduled to be here for us this morning to say thanks. What a beautiful day in American Beach. It's sunny and 70 outside. I love it. Always blessed to be down here. Just when I thought this role as county commissioner honestly couldn't get any better, one more item would be to come down here this morning and talk at this dedication ceremony to wrap this up. So thanks for that. One last item, I'm honored to be here. It's really clear, we take no credit in the accomplishment of this project. The citizens' request for services through the completion of construction has been a true community endeavor. The citizens of American Beach should be uniquely proud. As the Board of County Commissioners, we know that today's event marks something that was decades in the making. In recent years, the project commenced under the leadership of Mr. Irving Gilliard, right in front of me. Sorry, Irving. I saw you walking in another direction. Under Mr. Gilliard and the District Advisory Committee that you'll hear about this afternoon. We're grateful to all of you that made this conversion a reality. The superb vision and dedicated efforts of this remarkable team that we'll soon talk about. I don't want to steal Marshall's thunder there. They brought historic positive change to this community. It's one thing that change is a constant, we know that, but positive change is enduring and will last for a lifetime down here. So well done to them for having that unwavering focus and extraordinary commitment to see this through. You'll hear many of the names and organizations from Mr. Ironman. They had a committed and dedicated effort to make this a reality. We're grateful to that entire team. So on behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, thank you. Our heartfelt thanks for a job extremely well done. May God bless all of you, and greetings for a wonderful holiday season. Thanks for being here today. I was supposed to say, and now it's my pleasure to introduce to you. Sorry, I'm usually performing solo, Irving. This is weird for me. Mr. Irving Gilliard, Chairman of the American Beach Water and Sewer District Advisory Committee. Mr. Gilliard.
Good morning, good morning. This is a day that I wasn't sure we would ever see. And I have to disagree with Mr. Hupman for the Board of County Commissioners not taking credit for this endeavor, because, as many of us know, this started 20 plus years ago. And we had people in place to make it happen then, but they didn't. So I give this board credit for making it happen. And I hesitate to call names because I know there was a lot of hands in getting this up and running and getting it completed. But to the, of course, again, the Board of County Commissioners of Nassau County, and also to those who supported them through the county manager's office, the county attorney's office kept us from going to jail.
It's always a good thing.
So there was a lot of hands in this to make it happen. And I thank the board, the advisory board, for giving them their time over these past 2 or 3 years. I thank them, but I especially want to thank the property owners at American Beach. You know, because at one point, there was almost like a $20,000 payment coming from each property owner. And they were willing to do that. So that shows me a lot for our community. We want to see our community thrive and grow. So I honor our property owners for, being willing to take that on. But again, the county commissioners through the county manager's office found a way that the property owners did not have to make that contribution. And you know, the Lord just, for me, the Lord just worked things out. And I think I might have said this early on. He doesn't do things all the time we want him to do it, but he's right on time. So again, I thank my community. I thank all those that was involved. And can any good thing come from American Beach? Yes, it can and it did. Again, thank you, and it's so good to see all of you.
Thank you, Reverend. We're going to do a video presentation for you. This is a series called Beneath Our Feet, the American Beach Project.
Nassau County is known for many things, but what really makes Nassau County a special place is American Beach.
Franklin Town was established in 1865 and American Beach in 1935. And for all of those years before American Beach, this very, very strong community existed on Amelia Island. And on the south part of Amelia Island was the Harrison Plantation. And after the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln sent his Secretary of Defense to Fernandina. This was before the ratification of Emancipation Proclamation, but they wanted to find out what would happen to the enslaved people once we were freed. In the Special Order 15, it said they would take 400,000 acres of Confederate land, cut it into 40 acres. When the enslaved people were freed, they would get 40 acres and a mule. The Harrison Plantation, they followed the order, and they gave their 40 acres to the enslaved people on their plantation. They gathered as a community. Their leader was Franklin E. Town. So they named it Franklin Town. Franklin Town was a bustling community with skilled workers and educators, preachers. They were spiritualists. We're here on the island. So by 1947, we had land that was owned and run completely self-sufficient by African Americans. And as time come, time go, Amelia Island became a place for resorts. And they wanted to expand, and Union Carbide formed the Amelia Island Company. And they began to go to the people, the black folk who were living in Franklin Town. And from about 1972 to 1975, they purchased that land. Some say it was tricked, that it was a cloud of mystery as to why this intact community gave it up. Well, they moved the church that was in Franklin Town on American Beach, and some of the people who were living in Franklin Town got the money from Amelia Island Company, and then they set up their homesteads right here on American Beach. Others went to Jacksonville. And in the 30s, coming up to Franklin Town, A.L. Lewis saw that the land next to Franklin Town was vacant. He went to a lawyer to intercede who now owns this old Harrison Plantation land, and were they willing to possibly sell it? The answer came back positive. So A.L. Lewis, as president of the Afro-American Life Insurance Company and its pension bureau, purchased the first 33 acres of land, and American Beach began.
I remember growing up, our church used to bring us to the beach at least once during the summer, but we would go down and splash around in the water, you know, and then we'd have like a picnic lunch. That was one of the few places that people of color could go and relax. You know, they had this rule where if you were at the beach, then people of color had to be so many feet away from whites. So when we had American Beach was founded, then blacks from up and down the East Coast and other places could come and they felt relaxed, and they didn't have to worry about being humiliated.
Historically, it was that first beach that we could go to. When I was young and wild, I would probably come on down here after church on Sunday also. Some of us want to get down to American Beach where Evans was. So
That's the Evans Rendezvous.
yeah.
As I recall, or people telling me, Maureen being one of them, about Dizzy Gillespie played there, Ray Charles played there, any number of great black entertainers played there.
The 1950s and the 1960s on American Beach was a heyday. 1964, September, Hurricane Dora. It tore the trees down, the homes down. All of the homes here on American Beach, most of them, 80% of them were demolished. It was devastating here, Fernandina, Jacksonville. Devastation meant change. The beach lady was an advocate for many things around the island, but one specific one. She led the charge to get American Beach to have public water.
You know, I think Maureen had to be given credit. She had support from all over the place.
And she could get national press attention like nobody. I mean, she would have ABC, NBC, all of them there.
But she did warn you.
She did.
But the county stepped in my opinion, because we built the case. It was a health crisis. It wasn't just the fact these septics were a problem and the groundwater contamination was a problem.
But through partnership with, I guess, FGUA and the county, I have to say the county stepped up because they were looking for state funds in the beginning to fund it, and they didn't get that. So that's how I got back on the property owners. Being the county manager, was able to go to the county commissioners and find money to fund the project so that it would have to be entirely funded by the property owner.
If you're talking about brand new service, water and sewer, this is one of maybe a dozen in terms of how many communities I've brought that to, where nothing existed before, and now you're building new service, right? It just so happened that we happen to be working with the county administrator here in Nassau, helping them operate their utility. Taco Pope, former planner and incoming county administrator, basically said, hey, we have a community that just doesn't have any service and has been waiting for it for decades. Could you build that? And I joke that I answered the question far too quickly, because they said, of course we can, right? Taco was jazzed up about that opportunity, and we got more excited about doing something that we knew was going to be very difficult.
So for us, y'all did the planning and the development of it, the engineering and design, and then we were able to bid on that in the open market. And we were the successful bidders for it, but we had an advantage that other companies didn't have. We were also the operations company. So we were able to work with the operations side of it as well as do the construction side of it to really help the customers to have a smoother transition.
So there are literally millions of septic tanks in the ground in Florida just because of the way it developed, usually from rural areas, and there weren't water lines. Now, if you put those two things together, let's say you don't take care of the septic tank, well, it starts to leak, and it begins to infiltrate the ground and can actually contaminate the wells. Adding to that problem is this is a community that's on the Atlantic Ocean. It's sitting between two protected environmental areas, and you've got 300 parcels that have both. They weren't inspected, they hadn't been maintained, so it was pretty certain that a bunch of the septic tanks were leaking. They didn't have fire hydrants because there were no water lines, so their house could easily burn down. And the county had a responsibility, we have a responsibility, because there are laws that mandate abandonment of tanks and mandate the connection to municipal service if it's available. So we actually helped the county draft a mandatory connection ordinance that said if that tank is found to be defective, you must connect to the municipal service if it's available out in the road. Now it's available.
In the day-to-day operations down, so to speak, in the dirt, that is a constant moving battle. You have people ready, you have pipe on the ground, you're ready to put it in the ground, and you come across delays. Some that were just relative to that area, we dealt with a lot of turtle delays. Turtles require a very specific items to be done in order to protect them. We also encountered a lot of underground unknown utilities that nobody knew existed, such as fiber optic that was marked as active, but it actually turned out to be inactive. The active lines were never even marked. We had some issues with power lines overhead where they had to be completely relocated so our lift stations could be built. A big challenge in that we worked through with the customers that they were so helpful with was, we don't know where the septic tanks are located. You know, we don't know how to find them because there wasn't always even permits that we could find to tell us where they were located. And of course, we were on the ocean, so we dealt with significant dewatering cost.
You know, after many years of trying to solve tough problems, here was one that was pretty complicated, uniquely complicated, but desperately needed.
I think American Beach, for me, is important because it helps tell the story of African Americans and the accomplishments that, you know, African Americans have made and can make. But I want us to continue telling our story because nobody's going to tell our story like we can, and for future generations that they keep this on going, that never let American Beach die.
I agree with you. The Afro-American Life Insurance Company saw a need and met that need based on segregation at the time. They called it American Beach so that it is inclusive, and from what I've been able to tell of the history, it's always been an integrated community that people could come regardless of race.
You know, Carlton, once this project was completed and we came online, I was equally as excited. It was just, I mean, I never gave birth, but a great experience. I mean, if the power goes off, you can still get water, and you got clean, purified water.
I feel the same way you do. Though I had water and sewer, I'm glad that the whole community now has water and sewer. It's part of being healthy, and I think that we were able to fulfill some of the wishes of people that came before us.
I think one of the things that impressed me about, there was a lot of resentment built up all those years, then American Beach was ignored. And then suddenly, when the lights started to shine on, they realized, why haven't we done this? And when they were working in conjunction with FGUA, once everybody got over some of the resentments and started focusing on how we're going to get it done, it made all the difference up in work.
It did. It really did.
This has always been the jewel to me on the island.
I think it's gotten better. The community is pretty much together on it. They're building marvelous houses down there now that they don't have to put a septic tank in the yard or get a pump to pump water out of there.
You know, it gave them an opportunity to expand their property lines and expand their use of their property. They were no longer bound by having that septic tank in the ground. They were able to use that property for something that maybe they didn't have the opportunity for before.
I think it becomes a more desirable, enjoyable place to live and raise your families. The value of their property almost always goes up because now I've got good, reliable service. Their insurance premiums are probably higher when they didn't have a fire hydrant down the street. So that's going to improve the overall quality of life of everybody that's there.
When we build, we want to have running water. So the impact of us receiving running water is a rapid kind of a change. So from 1935 to 2024, American Beach did not have public water. And finally, we got it with the help of the county, with the help of grants, with the help of years of community activists pushing for the change. Marvine Oshun-Betch, the beach lady, she led it. Residents, presidents of our homeowners association led charges. But since the water has come, as waters flow in, water brings on change. Things come in and things go out. Right now, the waves of change are coming in, and the look of American Beach is slowly changing.
Just a quick nod to Amari. He's standing in the back. He's always hiding in shadows, but that was fabulously done. Yeah, a talented guy. It's my pleasure to introduce you, Mr. Deputy Assistant County Manager, Mr. Marshall Ironman, to recognize folks on this team.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Obviously, this project has taken decades. This is beyond any of us that have been in the county. Started well before us. This was really driven by the community. So I know I'm going to miss a lot of people. I haven't been here for the full 20 years, so I'll miss those. But we've pulled together a quick list just to kind of recognize some of those individuals at the end. And first of all, I wanted to thank the Board of County Commissioners. As we know, that's a big part in this. From the Chairman, Commissioner Martin, Commissioner McCullough, Commissioner Farmer, and Commissioner Gray. We have Mitch Kiter here from the clerk's office as well, our county clerk. They're half the equation when we do something from a financial transaction. They make sure those bills get paid, so they're an important part on our side. But I'm going to ask Ms. Amy Bell to come up here and help me with some of the other individuals. So first and foremost, we formed the American Beach Water and Sewer Advisory Board. We wanted to make sure, as this was driven by the community, that we heard the voices of the community. And so we had a couple members in the community that were willing to participate and give us guidance and feedback. So with that, Mr. Irvin Gilliard, if you want to come up, we have awards for you. Thank you very much. And now I'm going to ask you to all stay up here so we can get a picture of you all together at the end.
Let me just say this lady right here. The county has a jewel
Yes.
with the same bill. And others. Can't get this so hard. But you can call her, and I said this before, if I wanted something to be after hours, I'm thinking it's gonna be the next day. And I get an answer, and so I stop doing that. And one more thing, I'm gonna shut up. Not only did the county come through on the water and sewer, but our streets got paved.
Yes. All right. Ms. Ruth Waters. And I'm going to call him out even Eugene Emery. I see him come in. Yeah. But I want to make sure we call out their names. Mr. Tony Brown, Colleen Hicks. I don't know if I saw her come in. Mr. Staten. And Mr. Joseph Heyman. I see him there. So as I said, this group, we're kind of the backbone in helping guiding a lot of the decisions as we worked with the Board of County Commissioners. They were our direct feedback to the community. A lot of this wouldn't have been done if we didn't have those direct connections to make sure that between Miss Amy Bell and this team that we reached out to the community and said, hey, when we need petitions signed, when we need anything done from all of those 300 parcels, they were the entity that helped get that done and really pushed this over the threshold. So we wanted to very much thank you guys. So we appreciate everything.
I hope I don't mess it up with my outfit.
No. All right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So, and just to go through a list of many of the other players, obviously this is a very large critical project. As you heard in the video, and there were many obstacles. You know, the turtles were horrible at the beginning, but American Beach Property Owners Association, Friends of American Beach, the state representatives. We received a lot of state appropriations to help with this project, and so we're very thankful for that. Mr. Mike Mullen, who's sitting back there. As Steve mentioned, Steve Spratt and Taka Pope sitting down thinking, can we actually do this project? I forgot to mention Mr. Mullen was pretty much there as well. at the start of this project and one of those key players to get it moving forward. County staff, Mr. Pope is actually out today with his family, so he wasn't able to make it, but as we know, Mr. Pope has been a very critical part. Mr. Robert Companion, our county attorney's team, nothing goes through on an agreement without Ms. May signing off on it, so that's very critical to make sure this gets moving forward. We had our OMB staff, Chris LaCombra, Darren Marsh, and Keith Sawyer, so going through some of the inspections, getting those roads done. That was a critical part where, again, the community stepped forward, and if we're going to do water and sewer, we might as well finish the rest of the roads in American Beach. You're no longer driving through dirt in your driveway, right?
That's right.
I just want to make sure, okay. FDEP, great things through the SRF program. I mean, part of this is, it's the funding through the state. We've got to keep those dollars moving, going through. The Rural Water Association, FGUA, we have a group here as well. You know, they really stepped up from our partnership with the Nassau Milieu Utility to get this moving forward. And then they brought in their partners as well, U.S. Water, to make sure this project was done. And so, you know, that was critical. It was a hard project to do. It was a big project for us, but it was a small scale project for many water projects. And so it was hard to get that economies of scale and getting partners coming in and working with us. And those two entities did a great job of that. They brought in their subconsultant, GWP. And then as we got towards the end, we got additional grants through St. John's River Water Management District, and they moved as quick as they could to make sure that those funds flowed and we could keep this project moving forward. And then the U.S. Department of Environmental Protection. You know, as Ms. Bell created this list for me, she forgot to put her own name on it. So the point is, I know, but you know, going through this project as I got engaged, you know, again, between the community, as you mentioned, the community called Miss Amy Bell every day, and she took all of the time to answer all the questions and make sure everybody was engaged. This was very important to the Board of County Commissioners. It was very important to the community, and she was that key liaison between all of those parties to make sure everything kept moving forward, and everybody was informed as much as possible. I mean, this was impacting your homes, so it was critical that you knew what was going on. And so I just wanted to thank her as well for all of her efforts that she did in this project. So thank you, Ms. Bell. And with that, I mean, we had the benefit of the video that gave a lot of things, Mr. Staton.
Yes.
You're always short for words. I didn't know you wanted to come up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to acknowledge good morning, everyone. I'm James Staton, the president of the American Beach Property Owners Association. And just want to say that I want to recognize Joyce Jefferson, who was the president of the Property Owners Association in the early beginning, along with the Tony Browns and the Carlton Jones. So we just like to recognize and appreciate your leadership. Now, I came in when all the heavy lifting was in progress. And on the backstory is, it's not an easy job being the president of the Property Owners Association, because we're going to hear what you don't hear. This is the in-house conversation and leadership, but we come together because we are a loving community. And I wanted to recognize Ms. Jefferson. I want to recognize Pam Buncombe, and there's another president. Who? Cheryl Wilson and Ruth Waters, Dawkins, Janice Dawkins. Now, those are the presidents of the property owners that I know. Friends of American Beachside is, the only president I've known is you, Carlton Jones. So I just want to recognize the leaders here in the community who are doing the best we can. We love this community, and we will continue to do the hard work to keep American Beach safe and up to date, and a welcoming and a diverse community. So you saw the video and you saw the word American in 1935. Why would A.L. Lewis name this American Beach? And you can take the story from there as to why. He was an inclusive man before in 1935 when the world was in a whole different place. But he felt that this could be an oasis here for all of God's children. All of God's children. So that's all I would say now. I won't preach, but I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and my wife is here, a descendant. I must recognize my wife. She's the great-granddaughter of A.L. Lewis. You didn't know her, didn't recognize her, but she was one of those beautiful women in a bathing suit with her grandfather. So I just wanted to say this. She grew up on this island, on this beach. So that's what I wanted to say. And again, thank you all, the county, so much for listening to us. And we can hit pretty hard with some language, isn't it right? We can come in pretty heavy. We're not passive people we're not ashamed or bashful when we think something is wrong, or we felt that we have been wronged, or you don't hear us, but you heard us and you responded, and we thank you. Thank you.
Folks, thanks for coming out this afternoon. What a pleasure it is to get this done up. I'm sad to close with a point that's going to make one person in the room very happy. But today is Miss Holly Coyle's last day in Nassau, not only Nassau County, but her over 33 years of service in local government. So Holly, congratulations. We wish you the very best. Yep. You're a big part of this too. So thanks for coming out. There's some light refreshments here, and continue to enjoy American Beach. I look forward to continuing to work for this community in Nassau County. Have a blessed day, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah to everyone.